the Goldilocks and Silver Fox podcast. We are Joanne and Carl. I want to let you know you can find us wherever you upload podcasts and YouTube, and you can reach us at GoldilocksandtheSilverFox@gmail.com. Goldilocks is Goldielox. All right, Carl, let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right, so Carl, we talked about, we're both kind of like just totally worn out. What's going on?
It's been a rough couple weeks. It's just the holidays are racing upon us and coming up quick, and we're plowing through this year. I can't believe this year's almost over. But, in my world, it's just, we've talked about it. I have a restoration shop working on classic cars. Got a couple cars we're finishing up.
You've been working long hours?
Yeah, been working long hours trying to get projects done. And just some of the projects, you anticipate, hey, I'll be done in 3 weeks. Takes you 4, 5, 6 weeks, You just run into problems. And we've done that, and just sometimes trying to get more done than you're just capable of.
Overbooking, yeah.
Overbooking,
absolutely.
Which I'm famous for doing that.
Yes.
But we got some really cool projects. We've got a 67 Coupe de Fastback conversion that we did that we're doing a Shelby-ish clone.
You putting the interior in on that, right?
Getting the interior finished up, wrapped up in it. We were told that the motor was rebuilt, but found out there was some problems with the motor, so we had to take that back out and send that off.
Okay.
Got a 69 GTO Judge.
You're working on that
we're
still?
We're doing the body work and getting that, doing some metal work and body work on. And we're doing a 72 Chevelle, doing some metal work and get ready to paint that as well. So we got a shop full of projects. That being said, just been very busy trying to keep up with that in life and the holidays and all that. So just been busy. So what have you been up to?
Well, I'm exhausted because my job is so fun, but it's very physically demanding, which actually I love. I love moving around. I love burning those calories. I love sort of getting my exercise while I'm getting paid to do it. And it's a fun job, but I'm worn out because they doubled my hours.
Oh,
so I'm
for the holidays.
Because my job is in retail, actually. Yeah. And so they've doubled my hours, which has just put a huge strain on everything. I haven't had time to work my other YouTube channel that I have, and I'm absolutely wiped out. And then on top of it, I'm getting ready for a trip. Actually, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm taking a trip to Sapelo Island. Going to meet my sister. Amanda's coming with me, as you know.
Where's Sapelo Island?
Sapelo Island's just above the Florida line into Georgia, and then it's an island, so it's off the coast of Georgia.
Okay.
It's a private island. You actually cannot get on the island without a resident of the island putting your name on the docket for the ferry.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to it because I've never been there. There's a history there. So I'm looking forward to kind of checking into that, just seeing the family, spending a little time with the family before the holidays. But so I've been kind of like, that's been in the back of my mind, trying to like prep everything. And the thing I love about my job is I can work whatever hours I want and I can work whatever days I want. But it's just having doubled the hours is making everything like tough. So I'm just tired, just worn out.
Yeah.
So, but I do love my job. It is a lot of fun. It doesn't pay enough, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well.
So that's why I'm tired, And then plus, you guys probably, for those of you that can see, we have adjusted our podcast studio, and we've switched out some furniture and. So that's a little different. So that's also something that we've been doing at home, adjusting some things at home.
Right.
And then, of course, I'm trying to start to work on getting the house cleaned up for the holidays, which is a whole nother animal. And it's just,
busy time of year.
Yeah, and I know it's busy for everybody.
Every year I say I want to slow down a little bit for the holidays and enjoy it. And every year it just seems like it's busier.
I know. And it's somehow we have to sort of figure out, how do you slow down to prepare for the holidays and enjoy it? Like, how do you actually do that? Right. If you guys know, if you guys have a secret to answering that question, please share that with us, because it seems almost impossible. And I know I mentioned in another podcast, actually in our Thanksgiving podcast, I know that I mentioned that, when the kids were little, I used to really start really, really early because I knew I had to juggle kids, so I had to start early. And then also it kind of spreads the money out. You pay for gifts, for a few months rather than, right up at Christmas and then having to deal with it in the next year. And I kind of fell off of that, I guess. And maybe I need to start sort of getting back into that so that everything doesn't hit you all at once.
Yeah.
Because it's a wild ride.
It is an absolute wild ride, yeah. And, it's kind of bittersweet for me because I love the holidays.
Yeah.
But I don't love the busyness and the hustle
Yeah.
bustle, and so I do wish we could figure a way. I don't know if it's just us or everybody, but it just seems like every year it's busier and busier.
It is, and I will tell you this, at work, like I mentioned, it's a retail job, so I'm in a store. I don't work for the store that I'm in, but I service for the store that I'm in. I have noticed a real uptick in shopping.
Yeah, of
and
course,
almost this, you can almost already feel that almost frantic energy. You know how there's a frantic energy in the air?
We're 2 weeks away from Christmas.
And it really, you can just really feel it. And it's like a vibe that's literally in the air.
Oh, there's an energy in the air.
There's an energy in the air. And I can feel that, and I've been feeling that for a while. Yeah. And so it's I know that it's not just us. It happens to so many people. So if you have the secret now I'm going to tell you this. One of my followers on a different channel, she said this year for Thanksgiving what they did was they ordered Chinese food. They were like, you know what? We are not stressing out. We are just ordering Chinese food and we're going to hang out together. Because she said, because that's what it's about, is being together.
Right.
She's like, and we're all stressed out all the time about cooking and this and that. And she's like, we just are renting a movie and we're getting Chinese and we're just chilling out.
I like that.
And I was like, that's so brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, when our kids were little, we did the traditional thing, which I'm glad because I wanted to share that with them. But I also think that it's okay to create new traditions.
True. Yeah.
And to have whatever your priorities are. So for my friend, her priority is truly just having a nice time with her family and not worrying about everything else. And I was like, that's so brilliant. I'm so envious.
Right. Not spending 2 days prepping for it. And
2 days, 2 months. 2 days in your life, maybe. But no, it's so much prep goes into it.
That's because I'm able to do a lot more than you in one setting.
Wow, that's incredible. Actually, I'm going to share with you guys what Carl does. He says, let me know if you need some help. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. And I give him a list. Like 2 weeks in advance. Literally, he waits till 48 hours before. And I'm like,
2 days.
You're killing me. Because it needs to be done already. Because now that we're up on it, I need more. So it kills me. It absolutely kills me.
It's tough. I like her idea. So, we, as part of our tradition now, we've changed for Christmas, which I'm looking forward to. Instead of doing the traditional... turkey, stuffing, and same kind of stuff you do for Thanksgiving.
Turkey, ham. Right, it is. It's a similar meal.
It's a very similar meal traditionally.
Yeah.
We do an Italian.
We have started going Italian,
Christmas.
That's right.
We go to our favorite place down the road.
It's Felici's, right? Is it Felici's?
God, I can't remember.
I think
our
it's
favorite
Felici's.
place. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Might be Felici's.
Yeah.
And we
it's fantastic.
have to order ahead because they have lines outside the door.
Oh yes, they do.
But we get a bunch of different traditional.
Traditional Italian foods. They're delicious. What do we get? We get lasagna, and we get sausage because it's homemade there.
Sausage and peppers,
which is fantastic. There's no gluten in that sausage, so Andrew and I can enjoy it. We get there's another, I think we got baked ziti. We order some sides. I love the fresh mozzarella with the olive oil and the herbs. That's one of my favorite things, is to have that on top of the tomatoes.
Right.
I just absolutely love that. And, of course, cannolis and, things like that. So, we just do a
desserts with some traditional meals.
Spread. And then we have to pick up some gluten-free items on the, to fill in some blanks. But,
then we may throw in some traditional stuff on the table as well. But for the most part, it's Italian Christmas.
Yes.
Which is, I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great. And honestly, since we get it from Felici's, then it does help with, I can just focus on making some sides and I don't have to focus on a huge meal. And because
Save us some time.
It's so much work.
Yeah.
Typically, I'm so exhausted by the end of the holidays. And then my birthday's 2 days after.
Right.
So I'm usually so tired, I can't even think straight by my birthday. And that's no fun. You want to have fun.
Yeah. We were talking about shopping, and I was going to bring something up. So we were talking about shopping, the energy of shopping.
Yeah.
Oh, so, when we go shopping, I've noticed this for a couple years now, and less stores play the Christmas music when you're shopping.
Yeah.
And like
but
the malls.
I'm seeing kind of an uptick
Are they bringing that back
to it.
Okay,
yeah, I've
okay.
noticed that this year, actually.
Okay.
There's 2 stores that I service, and they're both playing Christmas music.
Okay.
Which is nice.
So I haven't really finished my Christmas shopping yet. So Christmas Eve,
He hasn't really started his Christmas shopping yet.
Christmas Eve, about 9 p.m., I'll go out shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I've done growing up. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. But you know what? I used to love going shopping with the music playing.
Yeah,
the weather be a little
spirit.
cooler. And then for some reason, for a while, they just stopped playing Christmas music.
Well, there was a whole thing about you couldn't even say Merry Christmas to people.
Yeah. It's just,
effing ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if we're all going to be accepting of everybody, then we also have to accept people that enjoy Christmas.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
So, hey, what, you know. Nobody gets kicked out of the club, okay?
Right.
You know.
Okay. Tell us how you really feel.
That's how I feel. Yeah. That's right.
Just play some jingle bells.
And guess what? If you're offended, it's not my fucking problem.
Wow.
And that's how I feel about it.
Damn, that's a little aggressive.
It's aggressive, but I'm sick of it. It's time to push back.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, that's right.
Put on some fucking jingle bells, damn
That's right. Yeah.
Scrooge. All right, so
no, they're the Scrooges.
that's what I'm saying. They're Scrooge.
Yeah,
Put the music
that's
on,
right.
damn it.
That's right.
So
They make so much money on Christmas. What are you frickin' thinking?
wow, you're aggressive. She hasn't slept in a couple days, guys.
I'm exhausted. But no, I mean, it's like, what are you actually thinking? Do you realize that most retailers make all of their money in December? Mm. That's why they call it Black Friday, because they actually make money. They don't lose. So you're not going to play Christmas music and get people in the spirit and have them shop more and be happy in your place? How stupid are you?
Wow.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
That's
you're
right.
You're very aggressive.
I am aggressive. Hey,
I'm
listen.
a little intimidated.
You push me up against the wall, and this what happens, you know? I'm sorry, I can't talk right
let's
now.
get you off the wall. All right.
Yeah.
So play Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. So with that being said, Christmas is almost here. We're a couple weeks away.
Yep.
Are you starting to think about any resolutions or things you want to do for next year?
Oh, geez. I don't really like resolutions. I like goals. Okay. And I don't like to pressure myself to make them in January. I don't mind thinking about them, but I don't want to commit to them and then, because like 90, it's like there's a percentage of like 90-something% of people fail their resolutions by March.
By the end of January.
Well, okay.
Much. Yeah,
but I do have some goals actually for my other channel actually.
Okay.
So I'm over 3,000.
Okay.
And I have a design team, so I'm going to their 6 months is up, and I figured everybody just take 6 months off. I'm sorry, take the month of December off, and then in January I'm going to do a new design team call and get some more members to share my digital kits. So that's something I do. I create digital kits and I love making them. So a design team shares that out for those of you that don't know. And so my goal is to grow that channel twice as fast as I have in the past by doing collaborations.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is a goal that I have.
So since you brought that up, what is the name of your channel? In case our listeners,
in case you're interested, if you're crafty, my channel is Creating with Jovi.
How you spell it?
Well, it's Creating with Jovi, Jovi.
Okay.
Yep.
And what is it about?
Well, I mostly create what we call junk journals, and they're wonderful because you use old stuff. Typically, a true junk journal is actually all old stuff that might have ended up in your trash. Mm-hmm. I use a combination of new things and old things, so I might find antique papers, vintage papers, advertisements, things like that, and then I combine it with new. So I create my digital kits, and I combine that with the old stuff, and typically there's a theme. So I might make a Christmas one, or I might make a mermaid one, or it could be a love one, or just whatever. Any theme you could possibly think of, you can make a journal out of, but they can also be used as scrapbooks. It's like modern day scrapbooking. People don't do their scrapbooking the way they used to back when I started doing them for the kids. So it's more like modern day scrapbooking. Or you can use it for journaling, or if you're going to travel, you make one for traveling. And they're just really neat because there's colors and just flavors, and there's tags, and there's all this good stuff inside. They're very interactive, and they're so fun to make, but they're even so fun to record your memories in. And they're so fun to flip through. Like, imagine making one and then flipping through it in 10 years, or your kids flipping through it. And they really get to see a part of you, not only your memories and maybe your photos, but they also get to see, if you created it, they get to see your artistic side.
Okay, right.
So they see a more dimensional part of you. And I think that's why it's a great way to keep memories.
And then when you make these, you do videos of making them, right?
I do how-to videos. I do flip-throughs of when they're done. I also make like tassels that we hang on them. I also, I do other things too on my channel, but I'm really focused on the journals.
Do you ever sell them?
Oh yeah. So I sell them on my Etsy shop.
So?
And which is everything for me on that channel is Creating with Jovi. If you just hashtag Creating with Jovi, all of my sites come up: TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook. What else? I'm missing one. I feel like I'm missing one.
But if they needed a last-minute Christmas present.
Oh yeah,
Christmas
they could totally.
Around the corner,
Yeah, absolutely.
And Etsy, Creating with Jovi with Etsy.
Yep.
And you can see it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then what's a digital kit? Tell me what that is.
Okay, so a digital kit is art that you create digitally, as opposed to painting a picture. So now I'm creating that picture online with technology.
Okay.
All right, and then so I create them 8.5 by 11, but it's not portrait. It's horizontal, so that when you fold it in half, then there's the shape of your journal. Now they can be cut to any size, and you can print them out in any size. Mm-hmm. So the digital kit is the art that I create, or other artists create digitally, and that you print out on your printer, so that you can use those pages in your journal or your scrapbook or whatever it is you're making.
Whatever you make. There's a small fee for those, right?
Yeah, so when I create a digital kit, typically there's 16 pages, and that comes with what we call ephemera, which is like pieces that you cut apart that you can create other pieces with, tags, whatever. And so typically my digital kits range from $3 to $4.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They're very inexpensive.
Very inexpensive.
And once you own that file, once you purchase that file, you can use it as many times as you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really
so
cool.
I mean, I think it's a good value.
And we all wonder why she's tired of all the stuff.
Oh,
that
I do
she's
so
doing.
much. I do
Yeah.
so much. I do. I really, really do. Yeah.
I do give her a hard time, and I joke a lot, but she pretty much produces this podcast.
Yeah.
Edits the podcast. She's got her own channel. She's working.
I take care of everything in the house.
Yeah, so she's very busy.
The groceries, the bills.
Yeah, well, let's not go overboard. They make me look bad. she does a lot.
I do.
I got to give her credit for that. Yeah. I'm impressed with the energy that she has, because literally she wakes up in the morning, she's working on her stuff, and then she's the last one to go to bed at night, and she's still working on her stuff. So
I would say that I truly love it. Like, I absolutely love creating. I always wanted to be an artist. And for me to now be able to be an artist is amazing. Yeah. And something that's wonderful about the times that we live in right now are that back in the day, to be an artist, you could produce art, but then you had to get it into a gallery. Somebody else controlled that. Comparatively, it's a way smaller fee than what you would ever have to pay somebody that owns a gallery or a store or something like that. So it puts the power back in the creator's hands. And I love it. I'm passionate about it. I've always wanted to do it. I am doing it now. And then the thing about the digital art is actually, it's something I wanted to learn since like the 1980s, when it first became like a thing.
Right. Okay.
When I for a short time I worked for a marketing company. I don't even know what they were, but anyway, there was a marketing department, I guess, within the company that I worked for, and they were using their computers to create art, and I was like, I so want to know how to do that. Right. And then Adobe came out, and I tried to learn Adobe, and I was like, no.
Right.
And so then Amanda introduced me to a program that I use, and it's very easy to use, and now I'm in love with making digital art. Yeah.
I think it's impressive that you found something you truly are passionate about.
I am.
That truly brings a smile to you and joy, brings joy to your life.
Yeah.
And you can put it out there for other people to look at it, enjoy it, or whether they want to or not.
Well, that's right. I mean, that's the thing. That's okay.
You know,
like no matter what you do, you're not going to please everybody.
Right.
You restore classic cars, but you're not going to please a guy that wants to drive around in a souped-up Honda.
Right. True.
You restore classic cars.
Right,
so
right.
so there's something for everyone, and I think that's the thing. Even talking about like podcasting, there's something for everyone. We're not going to appeal to everybody.
Right.
And that's okay. Who cares?
Right.
Like like by the way, we had a rude a-hole make a rude comment on one of our YouTube videos.
Right.
And what I wanted to say was fuck you.
Wow.
But what I didn't say it. I wanted to so bad. And if he comes back again, I will. But what I did do is I deleted the comment, which I have the power to do that.
Right.
Which is wonderful. But I don't even know why I got on that whole thing. I just wanted to vent about that actually a little bit. But anyway, the point is you're not going to please everyone. And with social media, you're really putting yourself out there. And you have to know right off the bat that you're not going to hit it out of the park every time.
Right.
You're not going to make everybody happy. And I'm not here to make everybody happy.
Right.
I'm here to have a good time. And the world is so huge that eventually your people will find you.
Right.
Your people are out there.
True.
And that, like, the people that might listen to this podcast would have zero interest in my other channel.
Right.
And then some might be like, well, I need to go check that out. I think I'd like that. That's the whole thing. It's like,
Yeah.
And this is kind of cool for us because I feel like this is very different than my other channel. Mm-hmm. It's completely different.
Oh, this is us.
This is us.
Open book.
Yes, and with my other channel, it's truly my art, and I share a much more softer side of myself.
Right.
I do not allow. It's not that I don't allow, but I don't express myself the way that I express myself here on my other channel. My other channel is very positive, always 100%, and we are here too.
Are we not positive?
We're positive, but I'm not gonna hold myself back if I have an opinion.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna be honest. But on my other channel, I'm very, it's a crafting community, and we all everybody needs a break. Everybody needs a break from the negativity in the world, from the stress in the world. And I feel like I can give sort of a gift of happiness, on that. And I feel like I can give it here too, but this is just a little bit different. But on my other channel, just my gift of giving of my art and just my joy of creating it,
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, and it's not for everybody, but that's okay.
No, I think it's absolutely awesome that you have that you found that.
Yeah.
And that we're in a place in our lives that you can do it.
Yes, that's huge.
I kind of have the same with what I do with my business and my other channel, which we won't get into it today, but maybe another time. But I think it's a blessing because I feel the same way. I'm doing stuff that I've always dreamed about doing. I just love the cars. I'm able to work on cars. I'm blessed that people want me to work on their cars.
Yeah.
And it brings joy. Even though there's times of frustration. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Life is not easy.
Right, and it's never easy really working for other people.
No, true. It's a lot easier working for yourself.
That's right. And then another thing I think you've discovered is working for yourself. You had you had a full-time career prior to opening your shop, and you, your hobby was the car. You were always kind of working on your car and sometimes other people's cars, and you looked forward to that.
I did.
Now that you're working on other people's cars, it's the job now.
Right.
And so I think it hits different.
It does. Previously, like you said, when I had my other job, I would be working my 9 to 5 hours, thinking and anticipating either going home that night to work on something that I couldn't wait to work on or the weekend.
Yeah.
Where now it's my 9 to 5 job is working on other people's cars.
So it's not as it's not the hobby. So I know you like it, but it's not as joyful probably.
Well, so it's interesting you say that because I think it's human nature, and it's very easy to oh my God, I got to work on this, and I'm not gonna lie. Getting older is getting harder to work on cars. I'm not 17 anymore.
Right.
It's very physical work.
Yep.
Especially if you're tearing them down and doing the metal work and grinding and body work. And I do things very old school still. I still do a lot of stuff by hand. I don't use a lot of power tools. There's a tendency to be like, oh my God, this sucks. I got to work on this again. Or oh my God, I got to get this done. And how am I going to do this? But I have to remind myself, I'm blessed to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because it is what I truly love.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself, but I'm doubly blessed that people are trusting me with their cars.
Yeah,
and
true.
the cars that I'm working on, they're collectible cars. Several of the cars that I have and that I have lined up are high dollar cars, numbers matching cars.
Yeah.
Things that will go or could go into collections.
Because there's not a lot of them on the road.
There's not a lot on the road. So, you know, just take for granted. The GTO that I'm working on, it's been in the family. It's all original car that's being restored to all original.
Yeah.
With all the markings and all the tags that the factory did.
Okay. Yeah, it's a special car.
Special car.
Yeah.
Just like Mark's car. So
Yep.
he's got the Chevelle.
He's only the second owner of the car,
He's the
which
second
is amazing.
owner of that car.
Yeah.
And that's a very special car. It's a numbers matching car.
Yeah. Limited
and
edition
one
or
of
something.
3 produced by Chevrolet.
That's insane.
So
That's insane.
That
Yeah.
in itself makes it very valuable. And there's some other things that I have lined up, and you know, I'm hoping to do. There's a Shelby that needs a restoration that's on my list to do. So when you actually sit back and look, they're cars that I always dreamed about.
Yeah.
Even going to a car show, looking at and admiring. Now, I'm actually putting my hands on them and being part of the process of restoring them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So, you know, I have to, at times, remind myself that I'm blessed. Number one, that I'm able to do it.
Yeah.
Number two, that people trust me to put my hands on their cars.
Yeah.
Because that's huge.
It is.
And it does become a job, and there are times where it's like, holy shit. But, you know, it's perspective. And I think sometimes when you get tired, overwhelmed, you're pushing so hard, I think it's easy to just like, oh my God, this sucks. I don't want to be doing this anymore.
Absolutely. Yes.
But you got to take a step back, regroup, and look at it in a positive light.
Yeah.
And just appreciate the fact that, you know, you're getting to do this. And,
that's right.
You know,
yeah. That's so true.
So, you know, so here's the thing, and it's funny because I truly, in my previous job, would just be in anticipation for the clock to strike, the time I could get off so I could get home and work on my own projects.
Yeah.
Now I get to work on all these cool projects, but then when I get home, I'm pretty exhausted. I don't want to work on my own car. But I think that's truly a mechanic, you know, a car guy's life.
Right.
You know, you do it for a living. You know, it's your project kind of sits on the back burner a little bit longer than you want it to, and it's true. It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's only so much of you to go around.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, I think in that respect, we're both very blessed.
We are,
to be in a position to do what we're doing.
Yeah, to be able to do something that we both find joy in.
Both truly passionate joy.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope everybody can find that and has that and seek that out and make that happen for themselves. But
and I feel bad for people that some people literally, they don't know what their passion is. They've never discovered it. They've maybe been preoccupied with life and their actual like job that they don't have hobbies. And they maybe don't, or maybe they had it when they were a kid, but maybe their parents sort of crushed that. You know, that happens like all the time, and I just think that's so sad. So I feel blessed too that we actually are aware of, you know, what we love and what we've always wanted to, you know, do, and then we just dive in and we do it, and I just think that's awesome. And I hope that other people would do that too.
I hope they do too. And I guess my only word of advice is if there's something that you've always wanted to do,
just do it.
Just do it. Life is short. Just start out small. Just find what brings you joy and happiness.
Yeah, and just take the first steps.
Put a little bit of that in your life.
You have to take the first steps.
Yeah.
You just have to go do it.
It's funny you say that. It's sad. So in my previous job, there were some people that were... so I was very dedicated to my job, but I knew there was more to life than just my job.
Right.
There's family, there's hobbies, there's just life.
Yeah.
Some people were just so dedicated that they lived for the job.
That's all they did.
They had nothing but the job.
Yeah.
Overtime, every hour they could, they were there. They would work in, you know, just being involved. Over the top.
Yeah.
And you know,
then I feel like sometimes those don't lose your thought, but I feel like sometimes those kinds of people expect everyone else to be that way.
Well, yeah, that's not where I was going with that. But yeah, so some of those people, if they're like, well, I live and eat and breathe this place, you should too.
That's right.
there is that, but and I think that's sad. But I think as I've gotten older and experienced it and retired and went through the whole process of being a new hire, being the new guy, and then being the veteran, and then moving on, moving up, and then finally retiring.
Yeah.
When you retire, if you have nothing in your life and you've not put anything in your life, you feel so empty.
Yes.
And
so many of them go back to work because of that. They have nothing else. Some of them do because
they've never really tried or dabbled in anything else.
Yeah.
And I do think that's a little sad because we do live adventurous lives. I mean, we do. Yeah. We will come home one day and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about joining a band." Okay, have fun with that.
And we
join a band.
Yeah,
and join.
That's true.
I'm starting a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
We try not to really hold back on life because you have to go grab it.
Right.
And live it to the full. Like, I truly believe that we all have limits, but we have to live it to the fullest that we can.
Right.
And enjoy it. And living life to the fullest does not mean you have to have money to do that.
No.
You don't.
No.
You don't.
No.
You can have a lot of fun and do a lot of things without spending much money at all.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. And that's true.
Like all this stuff, y'all, that you can see. If you can see this, we had this from doing the band. This cost us nothing. This cost us nothing.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The furniture I just dragged out of the craft room. Shh. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, just jump in. You can do it.
No, true. Yeah, just none of what we're talking about involves a lot of money. It's just seeking out what makes you happy
and having the courage to do it.
That is it. Having the courage
to do it. Yeah.
And looking back, I'd rather look back and say, "Hey, we tried this.
Yes.
I joined a band and looked ridiculous, but at least I joined a band.
You did it. You had that experience. You'll always remember that.
You'll always remember it.
You'll always remember performing for audiences.
Right.
Nobody can take that from you. It's fantastic.
No. And it's something you can do.
And you get to just have it. It just makes your life more dimensional. It just makes it more meaningful. Like it's just, and life does go. Like we're middle aged now.
Yeah.
And like I used to do triathlon, but I didn't start doing triathlon until I was in my 40s.
Well, and I used to watch from the sidelines while she did triathlons.
Absolutely. Actually, you participated in one. He was part of a relay we did.
I did.
But my point of saying that I did that was, it was, I wanted to do one since I was like a teenager. I was like, I saw somebody and I was like, wow. And you know what kept me from doing it? For
your big boobies?
Oh my gosh. For 25, 30 years, I didn't do it. You want to know why?
Why?
I was afraid to run.
Because you're big boobies?
No, my God. So I am not built for running. I've never been built for running because of my big boobies. And so it kept me all those years from doing it. And then I somehow saw someone or realized, oh, you don't have to run the whole run. You can walk some if you need to.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I'm in. As soon as I realized you didn't have to run an entire race, that you could walk part of it, and I probably learned that when I started to do 5Ks or something, I was like, I'm in. And so I did it. And now I can say I'm a triathlete because I did it.
Right.
And I'm so glad that I did because the training was amazing. And it was something I got off my bucket list that kept me from doing it was fear. And now, once I tell you something, once I did a triathlon, I was like, I can do anything. It really made me feel like I could do anything.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah.
And
we've talked about it privately because we're probably we are our biggest supporters of each
Absolutely,
other. There is nobody that supports each other the way we support each other.
Yeah.
And we kind of encourage each other, and we've done a lot of things, and not everything is successful, but we've had fun doing it.
Yes.
And we've talked about bands. We were not a famous band.
No.
We were not a popular band.
No.
But I was in a band.
So it was fun.
That's all that matters.
That's right.
I had a blast doing it.
Yeah.
I got to do what I wanted to do.
That's right.
And we moved on. Hopefully one day we get to do another one.
Yeah.
And I brought Joanne into it, and she sang, and so we've had fun with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the best thing in the world.
No, it's just go do it.
It just has to be an outlet
that
you enjoy.
So listen, people, if there's something on your bucket list or something you've always wanted to try, Just do it. Start small and do it.
Yeah.
Now, if you had some big dream, like, listen, if you're 60, you're not going to go be an astronaut.
Right.
All right?
Right.
But you could probably do something having to do with space.
Right.
You know? Like so if that's your passion.
Like watch the History Channel.
Well, no, I'm sure
kidding.
there's more. There is more.
Yeah.
There's a lot more.
Go get a job, volunteer at
Space
Cape Canaveral.
Center or something.
Yeah.
You know, so you can, you know.
Well, here's what you said it, and I want to hit on it because we've talked about it, and you've actually pointed it out to me before too. I think the biggest thing that holds people back is fear.
It is.
Fear of failure.
Yes.
Fear of looking, I don't know, ridiculous. Yeah.
Fear of what their family might think.
Or
fear
what
of what
other
their friends
people are
might
going to
think.
say, or how they're going to get picked on.
You gotta let that go.
Sometimes
You're not in high
takes a
school
while.
anymore.
Right. And you know,
and if you are in high school and you're listening, thank you and welcome. And I say to you, do not hold back. You're young. You have all the time in the world. Do it.
Right.
Do it now.
Do what you want. Yeah.
Yep.
But anyways, going back to what you were saying, or when you interrupted me.
Sorry.
Squirrel. Is fear holds people back.
Yeah.
Fear has held me back. And I've learned through my career, there's nothing to be fearful of.
Right.
And basically, what is it? It's fear of failure. So,
that's it. That's exactly right.
So, okay, I failed. Let me try something different.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to know you will not be successful at everything.
That's right.
And hey,
but the trying and the experience,
right?
Is the fail or not fail. It really, you know what it is what's important is the experience.
Well, it's also the experience, but it's also learning. Okay, I didn't get this one, and if you want to put it in a what do you call that one?
Perspective.
Perspective, or not an antidote, but. I don't know. If you want to put it into like you get knocked down because you didn't get what you wanted, well, get up, brush yourself off,
that's right.
and try again.
That's right.
Try again, figure out what you did wrong, and improve upon it.
Yeah.
And don't let, I guess, of anything. I don't know how we turned into this on this topic.
It doesn't matter.
But it's fear of failure, fear of rejection. I think are the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Fear of being mocked or whatever else. Who gives a shit?
That's right.
Life is small
and just so that you guys know, if you're one of those people, and there's a lot of we've all been there.
We've experienced it, you know.
If you have that inside of you that came from your parents, sorry, it did. It did.
Yeah.
You're not born that way. We are born courageous humans. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that we are born courageous, creative.
Yeah.
Just a baby just learns how to walk. It crawls and then it walks. But imagine if you got pushed down every time. Eventually, you might give up. Well, that's what happens as you get older. You're young, you're creative, you're going for stuff, and your parents are like, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't climb on the table. You know what? If I didn't want my kids to climb on a table, I moved the table out of the room. I got rid of the table because I wasn't going to tell my kids no. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't tell my kids no about everything.
Right.
Because I have great kids, great adults now.
Right.
And they were disciplined. They were disciplined with these parameters, but anything inside those parameters they could do. And so if you have that fear inside of you that keeps you from doing something, just know the source. I think once you realize what the source is, chances are that source was your parents. So just know that, own that, and then move on. Take your power back and go move forward with your life.
Yeah. And I agree with that 100%. But I think it's also sometimes the people you surround yourself around.
Oh, yeah. Now, you can have some negative Nellies around you.
If you've got some negative people around you and you're like, hey, I got this great idea, I want to do this. Well, you'll never succeed because, blah, 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 blah. Well, all right.
Right.
Don't let that influence you.
You can't listen to those people. And if you guys have ever heard of Gary Vee, if you haven't heard of him, you need to go check him out because he will tell you that all the time. Do not surround yourself with people that don't want you to win.
Right. Well, yeah, there you go.
Do not do that.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Yeah.
They're not your friend.
Right.
If they don't want you to win, they are not your friend.
Yeah. Well,
if they're jealous, they're not your friend.
And sometimes they may be holding you down by all the negativeness.
Absolutely.
And else,
so.
Anyways, I don't know kind of how we became an advice column today,
but you know what we have. I think we have a lot of
passionate things.
I think we have a lot of wisdom to share, and I think we have a lot of experience to share.
Yeah.
And because we do support each other, I think not everybody gets that support. So guess what, friends? We're here to support you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we are behind you. Like, whatever, man. Just go do it.
Yeah, and and the other thing too,
we all need, we all kind of need that.
We do.
I wish we didn't need it and we just had it in us, and we do. It's just been crushed.
Right.
And not everybody's it's been crushed. And you can see those people in the world, and they're so amazing to watch. Those people that have no fear and they just go do it. I love that.
Yeah, true.
But a lot of us have experienced crushing. And but you can come out of it like we have. We've done so much.
Right.
And if we had stayed in that space of just being crushed, we wouldn't have had half the experiences that we've had.
No, you would just be sitting on the couch flipping through
being
channels.
afraid to do anything.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Being limited by our fears.
That's right, yeah.
And, hey, there's people that accomplish a lot more and there's people that accomplish a lot less.
That's right. We're not saying we're great.
Nope.
We're just saying we've had a lot of fun just jumping in with both feet.
Done things that we look back on like, holy shit, I can't believe we did that,
And I think we've spurred each other on. Like, I know that you, because you mentioned before, your dad was Italian and he loved you, but he crushed your soul.
Yeah.
And I think that I've provided some support for you to feel like you could do things.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
And you've provided for me the opportunity to. Like, I feel like I'm definitely self-driven and I pretty much am not afraid of much. But you've provided for me the opportunity. Mm-hmm. Like, if I had to work an 80-hour job, 80 hours a week, there's things I've done I wouldn't be able to do.
Absolutely. Right.
So.
Well, and I think, again, for us, we've been blessed in our relationship and our personality. Is, I've said this all the time, is everybody has weaknesses.
Yeah, we all do.
So you shouldn't be ashamed to address your weaknesses and look in the mirror.
Yeah.
You need to look in the mirror and also see what your strengths are and know what those are and nurture those and try to nurture your weaknesses. But you feel some of my weaknesses. Right. And I feel some of your weaknesses.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're polar opposites. And I think that's kind of where that saying is, opposites attract.
Yeah.
We work very good as a team.
Yeah,
and
we do.
Been very lucky like that.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like, I know for me anyway, I've always looked at our relationship as a team.
Yeah, right.
And you have to, if you're a team, you have to stay on your team. Like, everything has to be teamwork.
Right.
It can't be one person doing everything, or you can't abandon that team. Everything falls apart.
Right.
You only gain the success if you stay as a team and work as a team
with common goals. And that's
absolutely
else we
right.
used to do is we do it, and we're pretty good about it. We've slacked away from it a little bit, but pretty much every year we would sit down and what are our goals for this coming year? What do we want to accomplish? What do we hope to accomplish? What could we do? What would we do if we could just pick anything?
Right. I have to admit, though, to our friends, so they realize how imperfect we are, I have a list of our goals, and I have things that have been on that list for over 3 years.
Well,
but that is life.
That's life. So so none of this,
and it drives me insane.
All right, so here comes the truth. So just because we do that, don't make us perfect or mean that we accomplish everything.
Right.
But we try to set up goals.
We do try. Yeah.
And there's a lot of things we don't get to.
No.
And my honey-do list is getting
longer so long
because I'm getting slower.
Yeah. Well, your priorities.
My priorities, and I think having my own business is just been a change. Yeah, and an adjustment.
Absolutely it has been. And then I was like, we'll take Wednesdays off, and we'll make Wednesdays like the day that you do things around the house. And then it was Wednesdays he was working out on his car, and then it was Wednesday now we do podcasts.
Right. It's like
so now there's things on the list are never getting done.
Right. So yeah,
we have to hire people to get this shit done.
I think it was this podcast. I'm always talking like we're so busy, and I can't wait to. Every year gets busier and busier. So,
Carl, it was this podcast 20 minutes ago.
So I can't remember anything either. But it's, now I know why, because we keep piling things that we want to do.
We do.
Instead of just,
we have the wants and the have-tos, and we used to make a list, like the must-dos, the want-to, and the should-do, or something like that. So we had the must, the should, and the want. And admittedly, we do hop right on that want. Right. Not the want for like material things, but like it just just we do segue over to we kind of don't stick to the musts as much as we should.
I think the musts we do.
There's a lot of musts that are still on that list, like that faucet in the bathroom. I'm going to mention it in every episode. 3 years I've been wanting to change the faucet in the bathroom.
Well,
3 years. It's getting done before Christmas, I'm telling you. It has to. It has to. It one of the things works only. People don't want to wash their hands with blastingly hot water.
Kills germs.
It does, but it also scalds you.
I'm fighting COVID. That's my way of fighting COVID. Wash your hands and burn your hands.
Yeah, scold the germs right off.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Now you're onto my way of thinking.
Yeah. It's incredible.
So there's our life advice for you guys.
Yeah, there's our little pep talk for you. If you want to do it, go do it.
No, go do it.
Go do it.
Just live your dreams, have fun.
Yeah.
And
have the experience. Have the experience.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think this was a pretty positive podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live your dreams. We support you. We're behind you. We believe in you.
Yes.
Yes.
And one more time, because if you're trying to find us on YouTube and you type in Goldilocks and Silver Fox, cartoons come up with the three bears. So it's spelled a certain way.
GOLDIELOX.
Yes. Okay. That way you'll find our YouTube channel. If you want to check out our YouTube channel and see the eye rolls that I get and all the faces Joanne makes at me. It's like
true.
that.
We should have one more episode come out before Christmas.
Yes.
But if something happens,
Merry Christmas.
we wish you the most Merry Christmas, the most Happy Hanukkah, the most whatever it is that you celebrate. We wish you the best of it. And we know that we'll have a podcast out before New Year's, but we hope that 2024 is the best it's ever been for you.
Yes.
The best year ever.
And I say, make it the best year.
That's right. Make it the best year ever. Yes. Go into it knowing it's going to be a fantastic year.
Set it up for success and don't set it up for failure. So
nobody purposely sets their life up for failure.
So if you join a gym and you want to lose weight and you know you're not going to go in the gym, don't join the gym.
Right, don't join the gym. Right. Why would you do that to yourself?
If you're going to do it, commit to it.
Yeah.
Have fun.
And it's okay to start small.
Start small.
When I started training for my triathlon and I needed to learn how to run, I literally would run 10 steps and then walk and then run 10 steps. And I built from that. Hold on. I built from that to doing a half marathon.
Yes.
Hell yes.
So yes, that's absolutely amazing. So we were getting ready to wrap this up, but I want to bring this up real quick. So when I got to paint the picture. So growing up together, Joanne and I, she never would run.
No.
I ran a lot in my younger life, and
he always wanted me to run with him.
Yeah, I would always ask her, "Hey, let's go jogging. Let's do this." And I was like, "I can't." That. With my previous job, I did a lot of running, and she just couldn't. She hated it. She's like, "I hate it. I won't do it. I refuse to do it." And then one day I come home. She's like, "Hey, I want to start doing 5Ks and triathlons," and I literally laughed to myself. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, right. And she went out and she did exactly what she said. She'd go out and run for 10 steps.
Yep.
And
that's how I started.
Yeah. And then she was outpacing me and running further than I was. So
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. So if you set your mind to it, you can do it. So.
One of my proudest moments was I was doing a 3K and it was a fundraiser for the high school. And I was out running a lot of Brandon's friends, guy friends. Yeah. And if you would have said to me when I was 30, you'll do that someday, I would have said, no, I won't. Well, there's no way.
If you would have ever said to me that you would have ran for anything. Yeah. I would have just said no.
I would have said no. If somebody would have said, you're going to be a triathlete someday, or a 5K runner, or do a half marathon. Right. I would have said, there's no way. Right. There's literally no way.
Right. So, yeah. So anyways.
So if I can do it, my friends, you can do it. Yes. Just start small.
Start small. Commit.
Start small.
And enjoy the ride.
Yes. Enjoy the ride. That's right.
Yeah.
The theme for this episode, enjoy the ride.
That's it. Enjoy the ride. Whether you're in a car or a triathlon.
Truth. All right, well, this is a wrap then.
This is a wrap.
So we will see you guys soon.
See you soon. Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays. Happy everything.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you for listening. Please tell your friends. Please share it. And
Ciao.
that's it. Ciao. Bye.
Bye.
Cue the music.